Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a pick a card reading for your next week. So I did put 18 plus on this pick a card reading, and that is because of one rating that turned a little bit more adult than I usually intend. And it's funny because I'll just tell you what it is right now. It's this deck. So it's the Kawaii Tarot, which is funny because it's a very cute and cartoony tarot deck. But you know, the cards are the cards, so you'll see when you get there. I'm just so you know, I'm not vulgar or gratuitous, nothing like that, but it's just more of an adult subject. So that's why I have that on there, because I never read in that way. I know there are places that do all the time. They do adult readings all the time. And you know, if that's something that you want, let me know. I will do more of them. But that's just, anyway. So just to let you know, so pick a card reading is where you get to pick the card, the number, the deck, the object. I'll be placing objects here in a moment. And then I have the timestamps down below in the description. You click on the description, it takes you to the reading. Then I use my intuition to read the cards for you. We always set the intention that you get the messages that you need to hear. Not what you want to hear, what you need to hear. And I feel like that kind of leads us into a higher realm of, rather than, you know, feeding our ego. But also, this deck, for my Gen Xers, you're going to love it. This is Garbage Pail Kids deck. But it does have really interesting imagery. So if you liked it, and it's, you know, Garbage Pail Kids, so it can be kind of a little creepy. And I mean, if you liked the Wednesday show on Netflix, I feel like you'll be okay with that. But this is the Garbage Pail Kids deck. This is the Kawaii Tarot deck, and then this is the Golden Art Nouveau. So this would be like the more traditional tarot deck. For our objects, for group number 1, I have this really pretty egg. It is Rhodonite. For group number 2, we get a heart. This is a Mookite heart. For group number 3, this is a, I guess it would be raw, because these are all, those are polished. I mean, this is polished, but it's more in its native form, if you will. And this is Citrine. So I picked it because I thought it would look pretty on that particular deck. So if you're still not sure which deck to pick, I'm going to do a breathing exercise. You're welcome to do that with me. We're just going to close our eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in and release. We're going to release out any tension, set the intention that we are going to get the messages we need to receive this week. Go ahead and take another deep breath in and release. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn, that is the group for you. Thanks so much for being here with me, and I will meet you at your reading. Hey group 1, this is the Rhodonite Egg, and then the number 1, and then the last but not least, our Garbage Pail Kids deck. So I'm just going to put this right here. Don't worry, we'll get into all the lovely things with that. But the overall energy, and then we'll get some more cards here to talk about it, and then I have one more deck, which is kind of like final advice, or you know, we'll see how it goes, because sometimes it's final advice, sometimes it just reinforces everything that we've gotten so far. We have to wait and see what exactly it says. Alchemy. So it's so funny, when I was flipping through the cards, I like all of these cards kept falling out of this deck, and they were like, nope, just one card, nope, just one card. And I just was like, wow, there's a ton of possibilities for our group one. And then, you know, the one card that comes out that represents that is alchemy. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. So, you know, alchemy is one of those things, like, you can be in a very real way a chef and perform alchemy like every single day. So it's just one of those things, like, we take for granted a lot of the very magical things that we do, that we take something from scratch and then we create something beautiful out of it. Women, our bodies, man, we can create life. Of course, we need, you know, whatever. I'm not going to hate on men here because you are needed in the process as well. But just that idea of the mixing of chemicals, or the mixing of ideas, or the taking of the raw and really seeing the potential in it, and you are the one who's creating it. I think there's a lot of very creative energy in alchemy. You see channels on here all the time where, you know, dollar store channels, where they go to dollar store and then they just create something that looks like they ordered it out of like a high-end catalog. I would consider that alchemy, but then in a very real way, or in a very like real way as it impacts your life, just interacting with the world and creating wealth for yourself. What is it that you can do, and it compounds and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I just see it like expanding here for this week. So there's an element of kind of just flowing with it. There's an element of setting intentions. What is it that you want to put forth? What is it that you want to create? Ooh, lovers. I love the lovers here. I always love the lovers. Temperance. Look at this. We get 2 major arcana cards. So we've got some patience involved. We've got some evolution involved. Evolution, I think, in your thinking. Wow. These cards are kind of stuck together here. I'm saying wow because we get Death, which is another major arcana card. We get 2 of Swords, where we're thinking about making some choices. Maybe it's because on one end there might be like an easy path, and then I think that there's a path where you're going to take some chances. And then we've got the 8 of Coins. So I said, in a very kind of real way, creating, like real for you, creating that wealth. And it starts with intention. It starts with the idea that you can achieve something. If you aren't happy with the direction of where you're going, or if alchemy seems kind of new to you, or if you seem like, yeah, I kind of have this like inkling or this feeling in my gut that I can create something new, that I can, you know, push forward in a new direction, in a way that I haven't before, but I'm not really, you know, it seems so very like on the verge of, you know, sometimes we have that feeling we're just on the precipice of something big. And that's what this week seems like for you, really. We got 3 major arcana cards here. So expect some change. And change, I think you are seeing it. I think you know that it's coming, or you can kind of see the crossroads, but it's a little scary. You might have been pulling back a little bit from that. You might be like, she has her eyes closed here. She's blindfolded, because change can be painful. Mostly because we make it painful in our mind, mostly because we overthink it, mostly because we're like, oh no, but this could go wrong, but this can go wrong. And it kind of reminds me, I think it's a quote from Alice in Wonderland. I think it's Alice, who is like looking out, and she's like, but what if I fall? And then they're like, but what if you fly? And these here are telling me that you're gonna fly, and like butterflies. they don't really know what's going to happen to them. They don't have, and that's kind of what the Lovers is about too, is, and you think about animals, the difference between people and animals, people and insects, like they just go about their lives. They don't realize that time is passing. They don't realize that there is a future. They don't realize that things are changing. They don't realize that actions that they can take now can impact the future. Well, they also don't, it's not like they can there's not like those structures in place where they can better themselves either. They're really reliant, like a dog is really reliant on their human to take them to puppy classes, for instance, so that they can learn new skills. But that is kind of what the Lovers is, because at the beginning of our creation, I really see Eve taking a bite out of that apple, because usually the Lovers card has Adam and Eve on it. This is a little bit different, but we have our two people here. We don't necessarily have the serpent. These do look very apple-ish, and I love that they're kind of like blasting off a little bit. We have the heart here, and we've got like their minds exploding. So it is a level up in consciousness. It's an understanding that we have a future. It's an understanding that things change, that we don't always remain the same, that if we don't change something, if we don't affect something, if we don't do something, things usually fall apart. So what is that called? Entropy? So I really feel like Adam and Eve is the story about, they get kicked out of the garden. Well, they just understand. When you're living in the moment and it's springtime and it's summertime and you never prepare for the fall and winter, you just are in that moment and you're like, yeah, it's beautiful, it's lovely, and you figure that it's going to continue this way forever and ever and ever. When we upgrade in consciousness, we understand, oh, wait a second, this is just a season. This is just a period. We're going through this right now. Things are going to change. We need to prepare. We need to do with our abundance now, because in the winter and fall and winter period, we're not going to have this necessarily abundance around. So we need to prepare. We need to figure out what we're going to do for that. So it's that consciousness, and we develop as humans as this. I mean, my kids never think about what they need to do for the next season, or that you encounter a sale at the end of like a specific season. Like now, probably swimsuits are on sale if you're watching this when I'm uploading the video and you're in the Northern Hemisphere. So swimsuits are probably on sale. Well, we've gone through this whole season. You might get the next size up so that you're prepared for next year. And then you get like this really great suit at a great price. That is this like planning and this evolution and this understanding and like the alchemy, because the alchemy is like this higher perspective of thinking for the long term. And I feel like this thinking for the long term too is not just about, okay, I'm gonna, stock up on summer goods now because they're on sale and I'm gonna need them next year. It's more about possibly your job, related to your job, because we've got the 8 of coins over here. The decision seems like it's going to be something related to your job, whether that is making, realizing that, oh, if I have this one skill, I can actually be my boss's boss. Or, ooh, if I develop these connections, I can actually take my, job to the next level, or I can become an entrepreneur and have my own business. Now, then we've got temperance. So temperance is like, okay, let's have some patience here. Usually temperance has 2 cups and she's pouring from one cup to the other one. This temperance is really mixing her hands. She's rather than mixing the cups here, but it has a very much a connection with your emotions. So breathe through this, because change can be a little daunting, even if it's something that we ask for, because we've never been there before. It's uncharted territory. But we're balancing between the known and the unknown. We're following the paths and the steps that we know we can take with the future, of the unknown, that we're not quite sure. We think we need to do these things to do this level up, but we're not quite sure about it. Lovers also has, and then Swords as well, has a connection to communication. So it's putting that intention out there for what it is that you want to achieve and where you want to go with this new goal, with this new idea. How are we going to achieve it? Oh no, don't get too caught up in the part of it, which is kind of like the death and the two swords. It's like, okay, I have this idea. This is what I want to do. I think these are the steps that I need to take. I'm putting the intention out there with the alchemy. I know that I can create it. And then you don't put on the brakes once you hit the change. The change is something that you're asking for. The change is something that you've been wanting and needing to accomplish. And it's really the Eight of Coins too. Is the Eight of Coins talks about, I said this might really be related to your work situation since we have the coins here. The coins talks about something that's very material, that you can touch, taste, and feel, that you can create, that you know, this is somebody who is creating new things and building and working in a very material, I can touch it, I can taste it, I can make something with my hands kind of thing. It is leveling up in your skills. It is becoming the best version of you in this particular job. Maybe it is you're being a chef, and then you have this idea to merge new things, like that fusion. Like I have a friend who really dislikes fusion restaurants, but I love them. So there's yeah, give me Korean tacos all day long. I will eat them. What else do we have for our number one, for group number one? What other advice? What can you tell them? Oh, these are upside down. And then we've got go the distance. So yeah, there's going to be some hiccups along the way, but trust your future self with future issues. Just keep going, just keep moving, just keep working, just keep improving. It's going to be there. Like the Temperance and the Eight of Coins kind of say this as well, as just keep moving. When you get overwhelmed with something, calm down about it. Trust yourself, trust the process. Death card says that you're going to get overwhelmed, but that's not on you. That's not a personal thing. It's anybody in the process of creating is going to be uncomfortable. That's what happens. But that's how we learn. That's how we create. It's interesting. We have the loyal heart here with the Lovers. We have the heart. It's follow your heart, follow your passions, follow your instincts here. I didn't mention this with the Two of Swords, but often, this is a choice, this is a decision. You're not quite sure what to make, because logically it may not make sense, but it makes sense to your heart. So you kind of got to get your logic and your heart on the same path, on the same direction, and get it in to actually move. Because the Two of Swords is like, oh gosh, like putting on the brakes. I'm not sure where to go. I don't know what, I don't know what direction. You do know what direction. It's just that there's a little bit of fear here. And then I love that she's on the moon. And remember, we talked about our, intuition. Did we talk about our intuition? We should have talked about our intuition. That's on me if we didn't. We are following our intuition. We're using that our heart, our emotions, that gut feeling as a guidance here. Don't discount that. Don't discount. Allow magic to happen in your life. This is about bringing in those magical moments. This is about setting that intention. It's following your heart to where you want to go. It's interesting too that the loyal heart and the Lovers here, we have the duality. None of the other cards had another person or another being on it, but I feel like this journey might be with your partner as well. Your partner, for some of you, your partner might be helping you. If this is a work situation, you might be going into business with a partner. You might be going into business with your significant other, and your partner is there to support you. For others of you, I think it's just that your friends, they really love you and they want you to succeed, and maybe they can help make connections down the line. Maybe they're not necessarily in the day-to-day business with you, but if you are like, oh man, I just really need, you know, this particular tool, or I need somebody who knows how to weld, or I need somebody to come in and give me guidance on this thing, don't discount your network. Your network is here to support you. So the intentions is what's really important, and then creating this lovely network of people where you support them, they support you in this whole endeavor. So lovely, very beautiful week. Just be open to miracles, be open to opportunities. Take that blinder off so that you can see the opportunities, so that you can take it in the direction that you need to take it, so that when this opportunity appears, that you're like, yep, hand up, pick me, I'm going, I'm doing this. This is mine. I'm going to seize this moment. I'm going to seize this day, this carpe diem. So love that for you, group one. Hope that you have an amazing week. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group two. So this is our number 2. This is our Mookite heart, which is so cute and or so beautiful. And then we've got, last but not least, our Kawaii tarot, which I'm going to move to the side. The overall energy of your next week. We have Tantric Journey. Yeah, so the frequency of Tantric Journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and wisdom that we intrinsically hold about how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves and with another. So Tantric is very sensual, very sexual, and it is really spending time exploring those things. So this is a more adult kind of reading here. And yeah, so your partner's in for a treat this next week, or maybe you are. But it is like, take time in the moment to really enjoy yourself, whether that be, I really feel like self-care is a big issue for this whole week. And, exploring what makes you feel attractive, what makes you feel yourself, what makes you feel like you. I'm just speaking from a woman's perspective because this is what I know, but a lot of times we get so lost in the day-to-day that we really forget this portion of our being, which is really super important. It's especially in relationships, that we need that interaction between us and our partners. So spend time on that. Spend time on your wants, your needs, your desires, and that of your partner. So if you don't have a partner, obviously we're talking more about just you and your self-care and what makes you feel good. And it's not like you have to do anything crazy. I mean, I'm just seeing like really a bubble bath here, and making sure that you are hydrated, and making sure that you are using like lotions and maybe even scents. Maybe this is the week where you, if you're so inclined, to paint your nails, or you put on that extra jewelry, or you just dress up that little bit more, or you just do things that make you feel good about yourself. What else can you tell us? Is that the set? Okay, 7 of coins. I was laughing because this little guy looks like he binged on this cheese here. We got Queen of Cups. Okay, there we go. More self-care. Ooh, 5 of coins, and then 7 of swords. So Yeah, this is all about you, my dear. This is about you getting out of a funk. This is about you, maybe, you know, you could be in like a financial type of issue that has not been the best for you right now. Self-exploration, doing what, you know, putting yourself first. So that you're not pouring from an empty cup. Like that is what is going to lift you out of this potentially monetary hardship at the moment. Certainly it feels like I'm hearing dry spell, so take that however that resonates with you. So I just thought it was funny, like this 7 of coins, because he looks like he binged on this cheese, which, you know, for some of us would be self-care, but in this instance, he doesn't look like he's all that happy. So I just really have the feeling like, yeah, 7 of coins is one thing, but don't eat your feelings. If you are going to indulge in something that gives you energy, that isn't going to weigh you down. Like there's nothing wrong with if you want to indulge in some good cheese that you do that, but you know, now's the time for a little bit of self-control. And I really feel like tantric energy when we're talking about, like, again, I'm going to get a little bit adult here. When we're talking about sexual energy, that it is about delaying that gratification a little bit so that it is more intense. Yeah. You have 2 7s. We've got the 7 of coins and we've got the 7 of swords. So 7s are about, we're coming into a situation where we're feeling a little bit out of control. And that's the 5 of coins too. The 5 of coins feels like we're out of control, and especially in something physical, especially in something in our physical world. It could be your job, it could be your physical relationship. When we're talking about tantric energy, it is time to take some more control of your situation. Maybe it is about putting some boundaries. Maybe it is about like, hey, I want to explore this with you. And the 5 of coins is usually where we feel kind of like we're out in the cold, like these 2 dragons, they're flying around in the snow, and maybe it's not the most pleasant experience for them. I love that you have it in reverse, because a lot of times when we're in this situation of the 5 of coins, where we're just like, we're not feeling our best selves, we're feeling like the world is happening to us rather than we are feeling our power, and we are, you know, imposing that power in our own lives. And it feels a little bit out of control. It feels like things are happening to us. It feels like they aren't necessarily the best. We have a feeling maybe of anxiousness and anxiety. We're not quite sure exactly where our next maybe meal is going to come from. We're not quite sure about what we should do next. There's just a lot of chaos involved here. But behind the scenes, when we get out of the trap of our own mind a little bit, there is actually a lot of options. In the moment, in the 5 of coins, we feel like we don't have options. But this whole journey through the cards that you have here is about you stepping up and taking control. And the 7s is like that. The 7s are about taking action. Lucky 7s, for instance. But it's more about kind of taking your own luck. There might be something where you can see, like, you have to delay gratification a little bit for that bigger payoff, for that bigger gratification here in the tantric journey. So that manifests itself in a very real sexual way when we're talking about that exploring with your partner, exploring with that self-exploration, where you take yourself to the edge of that and then pull back and take. So there's a lot of ebb and flow in this, of like pushing to the edge and then holding back and pushing to the edge. But there's a lot of questions that need to be answered by you of what and this is kind of like an as above so below kind of thing too. So this manifests itself in a very like real and sexual way, but it's manifesting itself in a very real and physical, beyond, you know, the physical of taking your clothes off, in your life, and the things that are happening around you. So it may just start with taking control of your body. It may start with taking control of your wants and your desires, and then you start pulling that out into your job situation, into your friendships. I'm not telling you to have relations with your friends, sexual relations with your friends. I'm telling you, like, maybe you feel like one of your friends hasn't been upfront or forward with you, or they're doing things that you don't like, or they call you last minute for things, or they go to parties without you, or, you know, there's things happening, there can be things happening in your friendships that you're just not happy with, and you just start with your personal self-care, and then that changes your energy to be a little bit more bold. And these sevens are about your energy being bold, is taking action. The Queen of Cups is about you personally doing it with love. You don't have to be mean or rude about it, but you can be like, hey, you know, it feels like in our friendship that I'm like the last person that you call. And it could be that you're the last person they call because you're the dependable one. They don't have to put a lot of time and effort into, so it's about kind of discovering that. But I feel like there's a lot of discovery happening this week, and there's a lot of it starts with your self-discovery. It starts with your self-discovery by yourself or with your partner, and self and sexual discovery. So it's really fun and interesting that pops up. I feel like it's also interesting that we've got 2 dragons here. So, you know, spicing up your sex life, I think is not only a benefit to you, but a benefit to your partner as well. I think that being a little selfish is a good thing too. Like, and that's what kind of the Seven of Swords is about. I think you've really been putting yourself out there for other people, and this week is pull back on that a little bit. Of course, we're going forward with love, but we're going to be a little selfish. And I think that the reason you haven't been so selfish, this week is a week about you getting your needs met, and you haven't had those met, or you haven't been selfish because you haven't been asking yourself the question, you haven't been putting yourself first, and you haven't been asking yourself the question of what is it that you do need? What is it that is going to knock your socks off? What is it that you would really like? So let's just see what else we have for you this week. Group number 2. Okay. Peace is good. And then chop wood is really interesting too, because I just feel like you putting yourself first, that helps you to reach more enlightenment. And that's what tantric is about as well, like reaching spiritual enlightenment through your physical self, through physical pleasure, through your physical being. Chop wood and carry water, that's what this card is about. And that is about leveling up your spiritual self, becoming more spiritual. But it is through doing very physical things to do that. So yeah, very interesting with our tantric journey here. Group number 2. I never have readings that go this way. So this is a very strong energy that is pulling here for your next week. And I just feel like putting yourself first and setting yourself right and asking yourself, what is it that is pleasurable to you? What is it that you want to explore about your own self and sexuality, about your with your partner is something that you just really need right now. And it's going to just give you peace moving forward, because peace is such a different energy than Five of Coins. Five of Coins reverse means, you know, we're coming out of this funk, we're coming out of this anxiety. We really need this release, as it were, with this peace. So, whew. Anyway, that's what I have for you. That's what the cards say. That's what I gotta go with. So I think you're gonna have an amazing week, group 2, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3. This is our Citrine group. So I'm just gonna move that over here, put the 3 over here, and actually we'll get to this Golden Art Nouveau deck in just a second. Overall energy for you, we have the heart chakra. So the frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the body and the mind. And when we think about our chakras, I mean, your heart chakra, I'm sure you're feeling it right now. I'm feeling it very, very deeply. I can really tell when there's a lot of love in my readings, when my heart is just, and really not necessarily romantic love, but just love for everybody, just love for that connection, just that connection with people. I feel like we really connect through our heart chakras, and this is the week to show people grace, to show people love, and most of all yourself. Probably the person who needs it the most from you is probably yourself with this heart chakra. So, and it's kind of in the middle. It has those, you know, like our root chakra, our sacral chakra, you know, as we move up, and then, you know, our throat chakra is above the heart. So it connects like all of those chakras with love, and works with love, and remembers our connection to others. What else can you tell us about this week for, okay, there we go. For group number 3, we'll see what that card is in a second. You know, a lot of Pentacles cards have been coming out. You get 2, but each group, I think, had a Pentacles card. So a lot of very physical things going on for everyone. And you might be doing some work by yourself a little bit here. You might be having a little bit of work issues with the 3 of Pentacles. Maybe your coworkers are impacting you in a not so great way, or you're not getting the recognition at work that you really should be getting. So we've got the 5 of Cups, and then this is the Page of Swords. So I think there's some information that is getting delayed. It could be like a promotion that you're getting, it's getting pushed off a little bit, or you thought you would hear back. Maybe it's a new job offer with another opportunity. The opportunities are coming. I just feel like you're focusing really on the negative, and you know what, I get it. It's really hard when you're in the moment, that it's like, ugh, you know, I sent out all of these resumes and I haven't heard back from these people. It's coming. It's just like, this is a week of patience. This is a week of grace. This is a week to continue honing your skills, continue moving on, continue pushing yourself. And I just really am seeing like the heart chakra and this 8 of Pentacles together, that gosh, I hate this message because I know, like, it's really, you have to rely on yourself this week. It's all about you. The information, the communication isn't coming. It looks like other people are letting you down, and the cooperation with others. I feel like this is going to clear up. It's not going to be like this forever, but this next week it could be pretty difficult with that. And I just feel like living in just stepping back, control the controllables. And again, like the Five of Cups, it talks about, like, this seems kind of like a very, I don't want to say sad card, but it is definitely people in a funk. It is like, why aren't things working out for me? You have 5 cups, 3 of them are spilled, and you're just really focusing on the spilled cups. Now, these 2 that are full, they're gonna be amazing. But right now you just can't see it. And again, this just is kind of like, hey, breathe, calm yourself, maybe some meditation, return back to the heart, control the controllables. What is it that you can control? What is it that you can work on? Okay. So I hate these kinds of readings where it's like, because I understand, I've been here, it's so frustrating, but it's gonna work out. It is. It's just right now the energy isn't right. Something bigger is coming. It is a moment to pause. It is a moment to really focus on what it is exactly that you love. Now, you might be focusing on the wrong things over here. You're not seeing these beautiful opportunities because this is what you really want, but these things are in your face. And it's like, oh, I get it. So just some blocked energy. It's just not flowing the way that it should, and that's okay. Take this moment, take this time to focus on you. Take it to rest if you need to rest. Take it to, like, okay, these things aren't working out. I'm going to put my time and energy towards something creative that I really like. Okay, my coworker isn't fulfilling their end of the bargain. I'm going to concentrate and make my piece of this puzzle the best that it can be. I think sometimes, and I'm also getting this for some of you, that your coworkers could be stalling because they want you to pick up their slack. And I don't think you should do that. I think you should say, okay, this is my piece of it and it's going to be amazing. And you guys better step up your game. Otherwise, I'm going to look way better than you. But just understand this week looks like it can have a little bit of issues with your coworkers or working with others. Interesting, by the book. So control what you can control. Go back to the basics. Chaos and conflict. It looks like there's going to be some conflict this week. And the only thing that you can do, and I love this card in particular because we've got this zebra, and the zebra is dressed up like a giraffe, the pattern of the giraffe, but that doesn't work. And it causes more chaos and conflict in your heart when you are pushed out of who you are, when you're pushed out of, I don't want to say your comfort zone, because I feel like getting pushed out of your comfort zone is probably a good thing, but I just feel like there's an influence of others that is trying to, again, I think they're trying to get you to do their job for them. I think they're trying to get you to pursue things that benefit them rather than what is right for you. I think you're trying to be a square peg in a round hole kind of thing. I think that, if you're not getting the communication, if you're not getting the information that you need, first of all, run it past your heart. Is it what you really want to hear anyway? Or is it that, just like success dictates that we should want a certain thing? Or I just kind of feel like the information that you're waiting for isn't even what you personally want to hear. You know what I mean? Like you're waiting for maybe a job opportunity, and it's like, do you even really want that in the long run? Like, is it really who you're supposed to be? Is it really what you want? And I just feel like there's an element here of you needing to discover that. That's why I feel like this week is a little bit uncomfortable on some fronts for you, that once you do finally hear the information, it's kind of like, you know what, I don't even need that. I've already worked it out. I've worked it out for me. I've worked it out for my goals. I worked it out for what I really do want to pursue. And this pause that at the moment feels like you don't want is going to end up being exactly what you need. It's going to end up being it's going to put you exactly where you want to be. So just remember, let's stay calm, let's remain calm, let's control the controllables, let's live through our hearts, let's give everybody love. You know, your coworkers are stalling, but maybe they are having issues right now too. They may not, you know, I just feel like there's a little bit of chaos within your work situation with your coworkers that is not necessarily, it's not in your control at all. And it may not even be in their control. There may be something personal that they're going through. So instead of getting angry and upset with them, send them love. And I think that will help them through it. I think it will help you through it and help get everybody in line, so you can accomplish whatever tasks are assigned to you, whatever it is that you need to get done. It's interesting that this says by the book. I feel like it's more of like getting in line and working together. I feel like it's more of a comment on this. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is, you know, everybody is doing well in their position, or we're working well together, and that's what's really kind of happening here with the by the book. You might also have to take the lead, and I don't know if you're necessarily comfortable doing that, or maybe you've never done that before. I feel like you're a natural born leader, and I feel like that maybe some of this discomfort is happening for you to kind of break out a little bit, to take a little bit of responsibility that you're not normally used to taking, because you're really going to shine with it. So this, just look with everybody with love. Understand that things happen for a reason. Understand, I'm just gonna understand, this is really shiny here. Understand that things are working out for you. Things are always working out for you. So when you do uncover, when you're looking at these spilled cups, I think that affirmation is really important. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. And really, I feel like if you just give your hardships over to the universe, let the universe work on it, you go about your business, you go about your job, you do your thing, it is going to get in line. And it might be because you are taking up a leadership position. I really feel like you're breaking out, and I really feel like you're leading, and I really feel like you are making it happen. This next week, though, is going to try your patience. We're going to have a little bit of it's going to be difficult, but you're going to emerge from it in a very beautiful way. Okay, so just live in that heart chakra and send love to others and yourself. That's what I have for you, Group 3. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thanks so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading.